Hello, fellow fish reefers. This is the Ensenada Fish Market where you can see robust amounts of marine life, and the locals depend on it for food and job security, and we are there to reinforce it. Some giant clams. This is the amazing team at the Marine Park in Rosarito, and they spent 8 years to sink the Reef 121, Baja California's very first sunken ship, and it's an amazing dive site. We recently placed 13 sea caves in Ensenada Harbor, and they are staged and ready to go into the marine park in 51 feet of water. And here we are going over the details. Ensenada has a long history of maritime activities, from fishing to tourism. And here we are looking at the actual boat that will deploy the sea caves. And here is our chief marine engineer, Frederic, showing us how it's done. And there's the gang on the deck, headed on back for some planning. This is Mr. Ulysses of Oceaneering, and he provided all of the charting and data for us to select the best spots. And he did much of the baseline surveys for the original sinking of the Reef 121. Here's the 125-acre boundary for the current marine park, and this is the exact spot about halfway out in 51 feet of water that we're going to deploy the sea caves. Here we are on dive day on Rosarito Beach, getting ready to go do our seafloor surveys. The area is known for upwelling and cold water, and there's Jorge, owner of the local dive shop, and our faithful captain. We've headed out about 7 miles. Frederick knows where the spot is. Right off of the main sand dune off of Rosarito. Here it is, looking from the shore out to the spot. It's always good to make new friends. And there it is, the marker placed right over the exact coordinates. And there's the gang ready to go down. The visibility was a bit tough because of the summertime upwelling, and there was a swell running, but as long as we can see the seabed, we'll be okay. There it is. You can see it's empty, vapid, hard-packed sand and mud, which is exactly what the Fish Reef project looks for. Our job is to restore, enhance, and stimulate marine life using artificial structures such as the proprietary sea cave. When you place them on seafloor like this, it allows plankton the chance to settle and grow and become greater marine lives. I've placed that probe in the seabed to find out where bedrock is, and as you can see, it's about a foot down, which is perfect. The sea caves will only settle about 4 to 6 inches, which is ideal. As you can see, we're not impacting any existing flora or fauna or reef, and we're taking a sediment sample so we can see what's in the actual sediment. We'll analyze it back at the lab and then compare it and see how that sediment comes to life over time after the reefs are placed. Here we are going to a nearby replicate reef. So this is a natural reef about a mile down the way, and it's in 51 feet of water. That is a soft coral known as a gorgonian or sea whip, and it's full of all kinds of fancy antioxidants and anti-inflammatories. The dolphins rub themselves against it to prevent infection. This rock is pockmarked by sea urchins, and I showed it to you because the sea cave itself has pockmarks that we've designed into it to encourage the settlement of marine life. And that's a female sheephead on the left, and they start out female, and they're pink, and then they turn into males when they get a little larger, like the ones you see on the right that are red in the middle and then black on the head and tail. They're actually hermaphrodites. And those are calico bass. As you can see, the marine life's relatively abundant, but the kelp, the giant kelp, is missing in action because of recent double El Ninos. So when it comes back, it should come back just as fast on the replicate reef as the artificial reef, and we'll be able to compare it. It's really a unique study opportunity. And those are Garibaldis, which are the Alta California state fish. They're protected in Alta California, named after an Italian labor leader. But in Baja, they're fair game, and they do sell them at the fish market. There's another gorgonian. Normally, this area would just be absolutely covered in kelp. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly it comes back. Part of the reason why you want to place sea caves in open area is that when you have El Nino events that wipe kelp out, when it finally recovers, when the situation normalizes, the sea caves allow more opportunity for kelp to recover faster. This is brown and red marine algae. It's laminaria and dulce that also has a lot of medicinal qualities. It's called the understory, and you'll see large amounts of these as well growing on the sea caves in the natural reef. Some more sheephead. The sheephead turn male when they get about 6 pounds. And this is a cave about the same size and proportion as on the inside of a sea cave. And cave area is vital to robust marine life. It's where animals hide and lay eggs and they molt their shells. And in time, we could build a thriving kelp forest just like you see in front of you. It'll be amazing for all to see. You can come and dive and take pictures. And thank you for helping ocean life thrive. And hasta luego.